Y'all know who else died? James Earl Jones. Now let's have a conversation about James Earl Jones. Y'all, do y'all know what we're about to talk about, James Earl Jones? If you do, put it in the comments first. So let's have a little conversation about James Earl Jones and what's circulating about him right now. Have y'all heard? And then I got some thoughts on it. So, if you have not heard, since James Earl Jones has died, there was a couple of interviews. Yes, there we go. Yes. There are a few interviews from when he was years ago, and his stance on dating and marrying Black women. All right, which was he don't do it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. He don't date the sisters. Okay. Now, there's a particular interview of him with his then wife. Oh yeah, this is for real. No, James Earl Jones did not mess with the melanin crowd. No. So wait, it gets neither did Harry Belafonte, neither did Sidney Poitier. Okay. I appreciate Harry Belafonte for his political stance, but I did as a man. Okay. So anyway, even though I would have gave him some, but I might have been able to say, but I just got a tan. Okay, but anyway. He'd have been like, nope, you're too tan. Okay, but anyway, let me get back to it. So there's a couple of interviews of him talking about this. One in particular is him and his woman. Now, I watched what they have, and there's some pieces that are spliced out because they went for if they're gonna put it on YouTube, they gonna give you they gonna put it just right. Right. So somebody claimed he did clear it up, but I've never heard of him clearing this up. And he said this back in the 70s, y'all. He said this 60s or 70s. I can't remember when. But anyway, so here's how it went. He's in this interview, and this man is making sure he says it on camera. White guy off camera. And what he said is basically they must have had these because the way he says it is like, we've talked about this before, pretty much like, yo, we've been off, but I want you to say this. I want you to say this shit with your chest, right? Okay. Now, I will say this. He hemmed and hawed around that bitch. He tried to get away from it. He tried to dance around that motherfucker a little bit. And then he said, he pushed. He's like, nope, you can tell me. So he got to tell him that no, he doesn't. Now, I'm going to say a few things because I watched all of it because, there's a point we might stop because he starts saying some shit. You like, oh, fuck you, James, fuck you. But I said, let me keep going. Let me hear what he's got to say. Now, first off, there's a couple of things. He asked about the wife thing. Let me tell y'all what this man said. That I was like, let me say this. If he had said this shit now, he'd have been canceled like a motherfucker. However, he would have been canceled for a while because you know what? Black people, we forgive every fucking thing. Okay, so anyway, let's just go back to this. So he goes on. So he's like, pretty much up. I fuck with them black brocs. Mm-mm. He then at one point says, I cannot make this up. He's talking about his wife, and he was like, well, basically the man said, yo, she's white, right? And he was like, well, she's really not Caucasian. she comes from the I guess she must have been Russian or something. He was like, she's Mongol and she just claims Caucasian. Y'all know what I said when I saw that. I cannot say, we're not supposed to say the N-word, but y'all know what I said when I saw that shit. I said, no, you did not. Right? And apparently he said something on the Tonight Show. If I can find it, I will post it up because that's what got his ass in trouble too. Right? I guess he said, so she, she's not white. She's not Caucasian. So she doesn't count. Y'all. Okay. Okay, she's a white woman. Okay, so anyway. So that's the one thing. So then he gets to talking, and the guy is pressing him and pressing him. Now, I will say some of what he said made sense in reference to Black women. One of the things he said, which is very true, he said, now what he said was that we are too, how did he put it? Was it basically we're too strong? So then he says, what? So here's the thing. So then what he said was this. He said that he was talking about the fact that so many things, because the guy was like, well, do you think that Black women resent Black men for slavery and all this kind of stuff? And so he said something that was very on point, was that he said, is yes, of course they resent Black men. He said because they had, they weren't protected. Black men weren't able to protect them during slavery. They had to, their bodies were being taken and all these things, and the men weren't able to protect them. So yes, there is some, generational resentment. Now, the one thing he said, which also was like, damn, I can't dispute it. They were talking about, he said, Black women are the matriarchs of the family, right? He said, because so often we are taking on all these roles. And he said, and they don't want to necessarily take all these roles on. They want to do this, and the other. And that is so true. We're not trying to be this damn strong. We just have to be. It has been thrust upon us. We would like the soft life, but the reality is, and this is something that he didn't say, and this is so fucking true. Here, I'm about to say it. That a Black man will give a soft life to a woman of a different race before he ever give it to a Black woman, because he expects us, based on where we come from, we're supposed to be in there working as hard as they are. So to a Black man like him, he's quicker to give that, instead of saying, understanding that Black women are tired, and a lot of the things that we do is based on we have to do, right? Instead of saying, I'm going to give me this beautiful Black, and give her that life that she deserves, because Black women be out here humping out here, right? We out here. Black women are the most educated women, most educated people in the United States. We carry more education. There are more of us percentage-wise that have higher degrees than most races. Because we out here humping. We out here, I got a master's, B about to have a master's, Brandon's got a master's. I know women who got PhDs. I know too many women rolling around with doctors on their names, right? But we do these things because that's what we have to do. So as opposed to a Black man like that, who's in a position to take us away and let us rest and not be tired, they then look at us and say, "Ooh, you too strong, you too this, you too that." The same thing your mama was that got you where you are. Right? Right? The same place your mama was that helped you get to where you are. You're not willing to take a black woman and say, "Baby, you ain't got to do that no more. I got you." No, you go the easy route and go to a woman of a different racial makeup, because in their culture, they are allowed, many of them, that's okay. Because that's not what's considered okay in the black culture. Being a housewife? Come on now. Mm-mm. Nope, not gonna happen. So his thoughts on black women were not incorrect, but it's what drove him away from us instead of driving him to us to say, "I know where you are, and you know, like any black woman, I understand you because this, but you ain't got to do that with me, baby. I got you." See, instead of flipping it like that, like some black men do. Not gonna say it's all of them that don't, but some black men do that. You know, all right, yes, baby, we doing this together. Whatever. His way was to say, "Oh, they too strong. Let me go get somebody else." And that's not a lie. Now, supposedly, and I have not found the proof of this, they're claiming that he refuted that. He did come back and say that a lot of his feelings about that were based on his his issues, things he had to work through. However, that didn't make him get with no black women after that. So I tend to believe that's some bullshit. Okay, I personally think if he did make that statement, it was based on the fact that the heat was fucking hot. That shit was hot. Shit. And then at the end of the damn the interview, he speaks to this lily-like white woman, and she says, "Well, yes, I do see the way the black women are, and the intolerance, and how they are not accepting." Now, this was probably the 60s. The non-acceptance of our relationship. And I wanted to throw something at her ass. It's like, girl, if you don't shut your ass up, if you don't shut up, okay. All right, so that's that.